Child. As soon as I pressed the live button, I got hungry. That's crazy, right? As soon as I click live, I got hungry. I said, "What was this hunger just a minute ago?" Hey, yeah, nah. Where was this hunger just a minute? Okay. Anyway, Booba Stars, it's your girl Shay Renee, and I want to thank you for. Hold on. Let me get this right. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm not even ready. So shout out today. I am nowhere near ready to be doing my intro. So hold on. Scoot up, hit the like button. Even if you come through and leave, hit the like button. Shout out to that, and shout out to you too. Child. You know what? This morning it dawned on me. I think, you know, I think I need some compression type of ordeals, the type of things that the athletes wear and stuff like that. Yeah. Say, yeah, 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 yeah. Mm, mm. Cause like, first of all, I've been hurting for 3 days. This is my third day right here. It's not consistently. It's off and on. Um, but it's been doing it every day. But it's been doing different things too. Does that make sense? So one day it's my sciatic, the next day it's like my today it's like my hips. You know what I'm saying? Like my swangers, you know what I'm saying? Like my like like a my bumper kid. You see, you're like, but my child's hard to explain. But long story short, I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna go back to working out, jogging and stuff like that, I gotta figure this out, y'all. Which is so scary, by the way. Yeah, now truth is it's scary. Because I told y'all, like, I just I don't want to waste my time. Does that make sense? I hope it do. It should make plenty. Okay. Like so in other words, I don't want to start back working out and then I start hurting and gotta take time off. And like the start and the stopping and the starting and the stopping. It's the start and the stops for me. Okay. So I don't know. I'm thinking I'm gonna talk to my boo about it. Mm. I'm gonna talk to her about it. Cause first of all, I'll be using a tape. Like when I first started having issues, I started using the tape, which the tape fire. You know what I'm saying? The tape is fire. I don't really have a lot of complaints, but yeah, no, like it just dawned on me today that like maybe I have to wear that. And it's crazy too because I just recently went to a basketball game, one of my niece's basketball games. Shout out to that. Shout out to her. Shout out to y'all. Y'all did y'all thing. But anyway, I know I saw a lot of the little athletes wearing stuff, So maybe too, that's why it's dawning on me that I might need me a little something, something. Okay. Mm. Because I don't know why. I feel like because see, I was hurting at the basketball game. Oh yeah, child, truth is. But see, I feel like that was my right leg. My right back. you know, the right back of my leg. You know what I'm saying? Down my backside. That was hurting. But now these next 2 days, it's been my left leg. You know what I'm saying? My left leg, like on the side. So, uh, child, long story short, I'm thinking I might need me a little something, something, Yeah, to keeping on. Hey. I know that's right. So, shout out to that and shout out to God, my bestie. Cause I feel like, you know what I'm saying? It had to be him. Uh yeah, they dropped off that little dun da da. Hey, he dropped off that dun da da. So shout out to that. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably gonna have to give me a something for my leg. Probably both of them. Shit. But I'll see. You know what I'm saying? Woo. Shout out to that. You know what? I'm definitely about to look into it. Amen. I'm about to look into it. Especially because, like, y'all know. One, I don't want to be in pain. It is what it is. I don't want to be hurting. You know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling that at all. Um, and then what else? Two, I want to get back to running. Eventually I do. I want to get back to running. I saw this lady. Shout out to her. Shout out to her content. I would have gave her a official shout out, but I didn't get her name or none of that. But yeah, I saw this lady running and she was talking about how she just moved and you know what I'm saying? She be running around her new neighborhood, making short conversations with people and basically politicking with her neighbors and stuff like that. And, like, I'm like, okay, yes, girl, that might be my sign. Yeah, see, yeah, that might be my sign that I need to get back to it. I mean, it just is what it is. Y'all know I walk, period. Okay. So shout out to that. Y'all know I started my 10-minute walk. Been doing that. And so, like, yeah, I've been thinking I wanted to go, I want to do a little something, something extra. So yeah, when I move, I think I might expand that 10 minutes. So yeah, I guess I don't know. Maybe that's what's going on with your girl, child, or whatnot, whatnot. But like, yeah, I'm definitely about to get back at and get some. So shout out to that. But I've been doing okay. I've been doing okay. Truth is, I'm not, uh, at first I was really, really down and not about not being able to work out. I was. And I still am sad. It is what it is, but I'm not, as messed up as I was. Uh, but yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. But thank God I'm finally like starting to come to some type of, resolution. It is what it is without going to the doctor. Truth is, without going to the doctor, because I thought about that too. Yeah, I did. I thought about this is starting to be an ongoing issue, and I'm just like, you know. But I think the only thing that the doctor can do is like tell me exactly what's going on and, you know, point me towards the direction that I need to go, which sometimes you could save yourself the bill. Yeah, it is what it is. And the time by figuring out which direction you need to go, period. So like I know I don't want no surgery. I don't want to hear that. That's out. I'm not opening up nothing. Yeah, but another bank account. Mm. So shout out to that. And another business. Uh uh that's it. And mm, or whatnot, whatnot. So, child, listen, I'm not gonna get no surgery. So all he could do is like tell me what's really going on and tell me how to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And like, I don't know. I would love to know what's really going on, but you know, I really, 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 really need to know how to deal with it. That's what yeah, truth is. So yeah, but like I feel like it's not. I don't know. It just seems like something that like I might have to go to a specialist for. So yeah, try just trying to save myself the time and the money. Okay, because I just, and then at this point it's not even about the money. You know what I'm saying? It's just more about the time. Um and it's just all of the above. I'm just not the biggest fan of the doctor. I don't run to the doctor for every single thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Maybe because I have a background in healthcare a little bit. It ain't extensive like that, but I feel like I know a little something, something. So I just don't really panic, if that makes sense. So shout out to that. But anyway, hey y'all. Hey, good morning. Appreciate y'all for jumping in my comments. Don't forget to hit the like button. Okay. Period. Don't forget to hit the like button. So anyway, um, God is good though. At the end of the day, God is good all the time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, truth is. So I'm gonna be all right, and it's gonna all work itself out. But yeah, I don't want to go to the doctor. I don't. I'm gonna go to the doctor. It is what it is. Like I said, he ain't gonna do nothing. But possibly he might want me to do a little bit of physical therapy, though. But again, I can do that at home. You know what I'm saying? I can do physical therapy. It don't. Um. What else? So yeah, y'all. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Because when I first started hurting myself, I used to think that things were torn. I did. I thought that I had probably tore ligaments and stuff like that. Now I don't think I tore nothing. I think I injured something. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Clear. It's evident. You know what I'm saying? Um, because I got this one particular area in my thigh where, yeah, it really, really hurt really, really bad. And I thought I had really, really tore some stuff up. Um, I know that's right. But anyway, yeah, period. So yes, y'all. No, I haven't heard about that. I mean, I heard about it, but I don't know much about it. Does that make sense? Like I've been wanting to talk about her situation, but you know, I don't know. No, I don't know much about her situation, so it's really, really sad. I want to send prayers, um, send my prayers and condolences to her and her family. It's always bad and it's always sad when stuff like that happens. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. But yeah, no, I've been wanting to talk about the Ashley situation, but I don't really know what to say. I don't know what to say because I don't know them like that. I don't know them, don't know nothing about their situation. I think that it's really, really sad. I also think that like when death happens, oh Lord, y'all making me sad. Go ahead on with that. Yeah, I said go. I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead on with that. Because I ain't trying to have that kind of day. But I will just say this. I think when death happens, people make a lot of excuses, for what could have prevented it. But that's that. So anyway. Um uh, Yeah, I really don't know what to say. Y'all make sure y'all scoot up, hit the like button. But yeah, I'm just trying to keep this body intact, Keep it going, baby. Keep it running like I'm calm. So shout out to that. And like, yeah, it just is what it is. Every day then you gotta do a little work. Yeah, so it is what it is. I'm assuming, what I'm saying, my body might need a little, but yeah, trying to eat better and all of that. All of that. Yeah, trying to be all that I can be. Hmm. Outside of the army, though. I said outside of the army. This is crazy. They want these folks to go to the army. But that army stuff. Let me tell y'all something. That army stuff. It's been around since the beginning of time, though. They always been talking about drafting somebody, child. This my thing. Uh, like I don't know. I'm kind of speechless. Imagine that. I'm kind of speechless. But I will say this though. I used to want to go to the army. The army and the navy. I think those two. You know what I'm saying? I just think that it's not as bad as people think. Now, the war stuff, but you got so many people that go to the army and never end up in no combat situation, you know. So shout out to that and shout out to them. And they come back with so many benefits. Um, shoot, like and then don't let them be a couple. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them be a couple. Uh, uh, you know, they be going to the army and just it is it what it is. They make good money. I thought about the reserve too. If I can go back, I would definitely get into that type of stuff. I would. If I could go all the way back, I would definitely go do it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that. Like, young people don't now I'm not gonna tell y'all to run and go get in the army. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, in life, always weigh out your options. It is what it is. Cause sometimes, y'all, every now and then, this true for real too, believe it or not. Every now and then, you know what I'm saying? You run out of time. So for instance, like me, you know, I'm not this is crazy too. Hold on. First of all, it's your girl Shay Renee, and I want to welcome y'all back to my channel, back to a new show, and back to a new week. Let's do it. Okay. Hey y'all, welcome back to my podcast. Uh, where we politic about different things, real life and then celebrity gossip. Now what was I telling y'all? I was trying to tell y'all something real. Dang, it's a lot. It's a lot. I didn't forgot. That's why I shouldn't have never stopped. I should have just kept going. But anyway, I was gonna tell y'all something, child. That's a mess. Ooh, and you know it is. Dang, I was gonna tell y'all something. Oh yeah. So things that I wish I knew, you know what I'm saying, about turning 40. To me in your 40s, you just feel more capable. Yeah, no, truth is, I never felt so capable in my life, you know. Things are really, really coming together. You know what I'm saying? As far as like um thoughts, plans, life, business, you name it. It just is what it is. So shout out to that and shout out to God. Like, yeah, I told y'all that I'm gonna be telling y'all things that I wish I knew, you know what I'm saying? About, the 40s, you know what I'm saying? Like what's going on in your 40s. 40s is way more chill, 40s is way more laid back. You know what I'm saying? And you literally like kind of feel like a superhero. you know. Uh and so like even things that you do struggle with, right? You'll just get on the phone and call another 40-year-old and somebody older or in your same age group and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like superheroes too. You know what I'm saying? That's what it feels like. Child, anyway, true story. So, like, yeah, I'm in my 40s, but I feel more capable now of doing things than I ever have. You know what I'm saying? Like, ever, ever. Um, but with that being said, some stuff you do run out of time, seemingly. So, like, yeah. If I had a tip, right, to the young people, that's what the tip will be. You know what I'm saying? Um, weigh your options, and okay, pursue things. If you want to do it, pursue it. There ain't nothing wrong with it. And I take it a step further. I think it's better to dive into things when you're young, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So for instance, if I could do like go back and fast forward my life and be in my 20s again, it's lots of things that I would have did. Then versus, oh, I have time for that. No, 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 no. Okay. If I can go back to my 20s, I would have bought a house in my 20s. It just is what it is. I wouldn't have dare rent it. Okay. For as long as I have. I wouldn't have did that. Going all the way back. I mean, it just is what it is. That's not something that I would have put out. Even if it was just a small house. You know what I'm saying? Because I was looking at a little house the other day and I was like, oh my God, this house is perfect. For a lot of like people in their 20s. It just is what it is. So I thought the house was perfect and cheap. Well, not like like measly, greasily cheap, but it was cheap. To me, hey, it just is what it is. So anyway, like that's what I would say. View your options, weigh out your options, and if you want to do something, do it. Do it. It just depends on what it is. Be smart about it, but do it. You know what I'm saying? Weigh all your options and go with it. You know. Um, because it is what it is. Another thing, I would have went to the army. If I can do it all over again, I definitely would have did some type of service, Army, Navy, one of them. You know, now I probably would have did the reserves because one time when I was one time I had a conversation with a girl that was in the reserve and I don't know. It seemed like a vibe. The reserves seems like a vibe too. You know what I'm saying? So that's an option. I just think that like when you're young, you always think that you got a lot of time and you can do the like. It's not really. It's not. It's not that much time. You know. For some things it will be, but some things you'll run out. Another thing too, I would have did in my 20s, I would have started a business sooner. So shout out to that. Way more sooner. I wouldn't have wasted so much time, okay, working jobs, dead end jobs. I just would have started my own thing. It is what it is. Way sooner. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, y'all. Shout out to that. Now, anyway, in a minute, I'm gonna switch gears and we're about to talk about what's going on these internet streets. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. It's your girl Shay Renee, and I'm in the building. Ha! Child, so shout out to that. Hold on, 'cause I'm hungry. Take out something. see word on the curb is Blueface is being accused of what rhymes with tape. Rhymes with tape, y'all. That's crazy to me. But when I tell y'all, see a lot of y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, scoot up, get comfortable, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. A lot of y'all be on Blueface's Twitch, which I don't. And so shout out to that. I'm gonna need y'all to start DMing me and sending me some thanks. Okay, yeah, period. So shout out to that. Like, yeah. Say yeah, period. Y'all tell me what y'all know, and I'll tell y'all what I know. Period. It just is what it is. Cause y'all know I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere to get the tea. But like, I don't be on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it real. Keeping it a bean, keeping it a buck. Y'all know I ain't on there. Kick, Twitch, whatever it is these days. These kids is on, right? And so a lot of y'all was like, oh, I saw this coming. I seen so many comments that was like, I knew this was gonna happen. I knew this was gonna happen. Now I will say I think some people are saying they knew it was gonna happen because come on now, it's Blueface. Blueface been doing a lot. Yeah, trying to get that hurt up out his chest. Mm. And it's crazy too, cause like ain't nothing worse than a hurt man. You know, like, ooh, I eat. But anyway, shout out to them sister soldiers over there dealing with that boy. Cause they gonna need it. They gonna need it. But anyway, hold on, y'all. Baby, I'm coming around the mountain. So anyway, y'all, hold on. Okay. So we all saw though. We saw most of us saw a clip, right, of the daddy. Remember when the daddy was like, basically like, he manhandled that girl. Remember when he did that? When he made it seem like she was tripping or something, and he threw her down on the floor, on the stream. Child, her and her sister are allegedly, seemingly accusing Blueface of taping her sister. So, in other words, Brianna is the girl that's saying she's a law student. Now, first of all, I'm gonna need some clarity for that. Is she a law student or is she already an attorney? Cause like, it's not giving attorney. It's giving you quit. It's giving you couldn't pass the bar like Kim K or something. Yeah, nah, truth is that she don't give attorney. But it is what it is. It is, because this is the thing though. People are humans, so she very well could be an attorney. But that's just not the vibe I get. I don't. That's crazy. She just, she don't get that. She get, I wanted to be an attorney, but I didn't make it. Allegedly. But again, if she is an attorney, ask for some credentials. Y'all just let these people say it any old time. Make them work for it. Shit. Anyway, let's continue. So, the girl that's been online looking all cuckoo and kiki. Yeah, no, I just hear what it is. I can't even believe Blueface entertained her. I'm looking at him like, what's wrong with you? What's going on with you? You know? Now, damn, Krishan ain't did all of that now. Yeah, no, truth is, she ain't did all that. But anyway, Brianna, sister, shared text messages where she was telling Brianna that she insinuated that Blueface taped her. So she like, so now why you back over there messing with him? You talking about you mess with him? She's like, you're embarrassing. Y'all, it's a mess. And so then the sister takes her back, talking about she at the hospital getting a tape kit. And her sister was like, did he tape you? Child, it's a mess. I forgot what she said. But like, overall, comments is swirling. People were saying they knew that something like this was gonna happen. Now, some people saying they knew that because Blueface keep a lot of company, which is true. And I really hope he changes that. Like somebody was saying just recently that he need to quit letting every time Dick and Harry come to his house, and I agree with that. I do. I agree with that. It's weird in my NBA YoungBoy voice. Hell, I'm not even a celebrity every time Dick and Harry can't come to my house. So, you know how I feel about that. It just is. It just is what it is. I agree. Every time and Dick and Harry shouldn't be able to come to your damn house. Now, I will say this. In Blueface's defense, well, I ain't really got no defense for that, but I will say this. I think every time Dick and Harry is at his house right now, because he finna move. Yeah, you know, people do that. You know? People do that right before they finna go, oh yeah, it's cool. This is where I'm at. You know? Bill collector type shit. And then when they think they had a friend, gotcha. Got him, coach. I want to moved out. But still, he just be doing too much. He do. And I want to say, you know, his thirst, between his daddy thirst and his thirst, he done got caught up with the wrong girl, I feel like this time. And Who knows if they did what they saying he allegedly did? Hopefully he didn't. Um, I will say this though, y'all. People who are watching that stream, because again, I didn't watch the stream. I'm not on um his streaming platform. So I just be seeing clips. People who watch that stream, y'all, they were saying that they feel like their girl was on it. Okay? They were saying that off the rip. They were saying that girl, which is the girl that the daddy body slam, and the same girl whose sister has been over blue hair. Um, People are saying that that girl was on it. People were saying that that girl was on it, and they saying that um they feel like she was, wasn't in her right frame of mind, and that basically they feel like she wouldn't have been able to give Blueface no type of consent, you know, if they did something, which is alleged, because I don't know. I really don't know what happened. I'm telling y'all, this is what's going on and being reported in their streets right now. And people was looking for Blueface yesterday too. They was like, he quiet. Where he at? He sure been quiet. And I saw a clip of the mother, the girl's mother, Brianna, and the other young lady's mother, where she was basically, basically just getting on Carlissa, saying that Carlissa is saying that she spoke to them, and she said the lady said Carlissa's a lie. She said she ain't spoke to Carlissa about nothing. She said, first of all, she not doing all of that behind them kids, them grown kids. Cause that's what she called them. She said them 30-year-olds. She said they 30. But she said Blueface daddy didn't have no business putting his hands on her daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like slamming her. He was like, she said, if you was trying to remove her, why would you bring her to that instead of she basically saying that she should have did uh, like them on hold on. She basically said they should have treated them like what's his name? I cannot think of his name. Y'all know Fresh Prince homeboy, they used to get kicked out all the time. Basically, she was saying, like, yeah, you should have been like she should have been on the porch, you know, type ish. That's what the mama had to say. But the mama told Carlissa, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't post the video talking about he don't even mess with you. It's crazy. It's a lot, child. It's a lot. People were saying that the girl's whole family seems off. That's alleged over here because I don't know. Like I said, I did see a clip of the mama doing a video, but the mama seemed like she didn't even want to be on camera. Okay, you couldn't see nothing but her forehead and her ponytail, basically her hair. As she was talking. So I don't know. I can't call her unhinged or nothing like that. But what I will say is, shoot, it seems like she's embarrassed by her children. Like, you know, like what is going on? Type ish. To me, it seems like she don't want nothing to do with nothing that's going on. But I don't know what's going on. with Blueface and that one girl, Brianna, because it's a lot. It is. It's a lot, and they are alleging. Well, Brianna's sister said Brianna told her, kinda, right, right, alleging that Blueface messed with her while she was under the influence or something, or unconscious or something like that. Allegedly. Again, I don't really know what happened. And it's crazy. But this is what's going on, okay, on these internet streets. Just telling y'all, for everybody who hasn't heard yet. Now, y'all give me 1 second. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Get comfortable. Okay, I'll be right back. Hold on. Anyway, I'm back. So, so that's what's going on with Blueface. Um, and then what else is going on? Hold on real quick. All right. So then after that, let me switch gears a little bit. Now let me just tell y'all, y'all know, y'all follow me on my blog on Instagram. Then y'all know I posted that allegedly they saying that Nicki Minaj is pregnant. Now I don't believe that Nicki Minaj is pregnant, y'all. Yeah, no, true story. I don't. But hold on. I also don't know. I really, really feel like in my hearts of our hearts, um, you can't be too sure. Okay, one. Two, I think it's a lot going on. And I do think that a lot of women, especially a lot of women in rap, a lot of them have baby fever. But if Nikki wasn't already a mother already, I might even believe this anymore, even more. But the thing is, she is a mother. So it is what it is. But I will say this too. Another thing, some people like to, you know, without dragging it in, long story short, it's possible, right? It's possible. It's possible that now she's like, okay, my son is at an age where I'm ready to do this again. Child, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just telling y'all what I heard, okay? Word on the curb is they trying to say that. Now, I don't know. Somebody said that they just trying to give Nikki a baby because all these other people are pregnant, and I don't know. Somebody said they just trying to lump her in with everybody that's pregnant, and I'm like, okay, that might have some truth to it, but you just never know. You never know. And then another thing, like you cannot police, women's bodies. Shoot, there's one thing about a woman, you know. This is what it is, She bound to come up pregnant. Some, a time, or whatever, whatever. So if she is, congratulations to Nikki, Nikki, Nikki. Okay, because that's my girl. Yeah, true story. And they never make me hate you. Yeah, I don't know who need to hear this, but they just ain't gonna never be able to make me hate you. You know. It's crazy. I don't, like I don't get into all of that. Like it is what it is. Like I engage with people and their content. You know what I'm saying? Who don't fool with Nikki no more. And it is what it is. I don't try to understand them. I don't try to make them understand me. It just is what it is. We're grown. We're all grown. But at the end of the day, like now. I said, hell to the no, to the no, no, no. This is what it is. If I was gonna throw Nicki Minaj away, I'd have threw a whole bunch of other folks away that really deserve throwing. I'm just, I'm just saying. Like, come on, it's crazy. What life has taught me this far is I'm not gonna like every single thing that the next person does. I'm not gonna like every single thing that the next person says. I'm not gonna agree with every single thing that the next person does in their life. You know? So I'm just grown enough to be able to separate that. It is what it is. I still rock with you outside of whatever, whatever, whatever. I just hear what it is. Cause at the end of the day, whatever, whatever, whatever really ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. It don't. It really don't got nothing to do with me. So, it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah. It is what it is. Shout out to that. And then what else is going on in these internet streets? Christian. Shout out to Christian too. I like Christian. I sure do. I like Christian. I really want to see Christian get her stuff together. Period. It is what it is. She's one person that I really do want to see win. Especially now that she's a mother. Okay, it just is what it is. Win. Win for you. Win for him. It is what it is. Shout out to that. To God be the glory. Okay. Now, with that being said, I'm starting to realize, like, again, people ain't gonna, so like with the Krishan thing, you know, um, I don't know. It's so hard to explain, but it's like this here, you know. Uh so like, okay, yeah. With Krishan, right? Krishan ain't doing everything that I feel like she should be doing, but I'm rocking with her anyway. You know. Well, I'm not gonna say everything she should be doing. That might be the wrong way to say it. But anyway, let me just say it like this. the football thing. Krishan acting like she finna go back into playing football. It's confusing. As a fan of hers, it's like, Krishan, but I wanted you to focus on boxing. But again, it's not about me. It's not about what I want. And then it's not about what I think. It's about her. If she want to play football, play. It just is what it is. But like, I'm not gonna throw her away because she's doing something different from what I would want or choose for her. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's like, Krishan, you doing boxing. Why not just stick to boxing? Stick to boxing. You know what I'm saying? And your gospel. Praising God in boxing. It looks amazing on you, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, now truth is, like, you're glowing, sister girl. But, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Just is what it is. You gotta let people live, right? So she's saying she doing some football stuff. Now for me, it makes me a little nervous. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm gonna be real. Keep it real with myself. First, y'all second. So shout out to that. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button too. I'm a little nervous because I'm just wondering if, okay, she gonna be back all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Because she already saying, I'll be back streaming soon. This, that, and the third. So as a fan of hers, and somebody that's like been rooting for her, right? And somebody that is paying attention. I'm locked in. It's like a little nerve wracking because it seems like, again, now you finna go back to being all over the place. So let me find out that this fight was like, because if I'm being real, gotta keep it real, y'all. It seems like somebody targeted Krishan, if that makes sense. So it seems like they saw her have that fight in Compton. They targeted her, and now they have her, and us too, by the way, though. Like, I can't explain it, but it's almost like it's just a one-time thing. Now, I know that Krishan can go further, but no, this is looking like. So, hold on. Let's say, let me say somebody who rap. Give me somebody who rap. I can't think of nobody like that. Flipper T. Flipper T. The information girl. My information's up for real. You want your shit? Huh. No, I don't want to use Flipper T. That's a bad example because Flipper T really rap and she good at it. But let me just say, let's say, so that's like somebody taking a girl. I'm trying to think of who I could say. Let's say Bambi. Yeah, because it is what it is. I gotta drive this point home a little bit, like Daisy. I'm driving it. So let's say Bambi from Love and Hip Hop, right? We all know Bambi from Love and Hip Hop. Let's say Atlantic Record says Bambi finna drop a song. So Bambi drops a song and we like, damn, what is Bambi being? She rapping, she going hard. We like, oh my God, we want more from Bambi, right? And Atlanta Records say, yeah, April the 25th, she dropping an album. And so we seeing Bambi everywhere. She performing this song. She hot. And we happy. We excited for her newfound whatever this is, right? Then April the 25th, she dropped the album and then everything, the lights just shut off and she just go on about her day. And we didn't bought the album and we, you know what I'm saying? But Bambi ain't no real rapper. We was just promoting this album. Like, that's the vibes that is given a little bit with this Krishan stuff. And I'm not feeling. That I'm not feeling. And I take it a step further. I hope that's not what they doing with her. I do. I hope and pray that that's not what they doing with her. But it definitely seems like somebody scouted her for a fight to make some money off of her for a fight, for her to make some money off of a fight, and then now that might be it. So that's probably why Krishan is, I'm not saying it's actual and factual, but here she comes talking about May the 1st, I'm gonna be playing football. Back to football. Like, it's cool and all. But Krishan, we thought you was boxing, bro. We thought you was gonna be a boxer. We like that for you. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird, child. It's weird. And so far, right? Her brand has been all over the place. And so just when it was starting to look clean, you know, starting to look polished a little bit, it's getting weird, y'all. Oh, it's getting weird. Let's talk about it. And another thing I wanted to tell y'all, which I'm glad I stopped myself, is crazy. Sometimes I'll be finna report on something and then something will come out and I'll be like, damn, I'm glad I didn't say that. But people have been commenting and saying that like they think that Calvin and Krishan are like not in the best space. I don't know how true that is. I really don't. I don't know how true that is. But I was gonna tell y'all that, right? But then yesterday I saw she posted a clip, with Calvin in it. So I really don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to believe. But I will say that I'm just a little, I don't know. I'll just, you know what I'll do? I'll wait and see how this all plays out. But I can honestly say it's disappointing. You know what I'm saying? Like if Krishan walks away from boxing and Calvin and all of that after this fight, that's going to be really disappointing for the fans. It is extremely disappointing because they could have been there said that this is like, what it is. Like it's hard to explain, but kind of like Blueface. Blueface not no boxer. He just is a rapper that takes matches every now and again. You know what I'm saying? So if that's what it is with Krishan, I don't know why we didn't see that already. But to me, that's not how they been packaging it. You know, um, it is what it is. I mean, I guess it would have to be, for us to like basically not fall for the banana. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be up for us to not fall for the okie doke, but crazy. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Crazy because it seemed like I fell for it. If that makes sense a little bit, but who knows? I could be wrong. I don't know, y'all. I really don't know. I will say this though. I think a lot of us was really, 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 really happy for Krishan because she, how can I put it? Because she seems to have something positive going for herself. That's one. Two, to be over there with Coach Calvin is something like a big deal. Everybody can't do that. Like that was huge. That's huge for Krishan. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then I take it a step further. Calvin them is that's a good team. That's a good team. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something worth being part of. So, the disappointment lies in that. If you're not with a good team and surrounded by good people, then what else? What's next? The same old, same old? Because if I'm being real, the team that you had before you got with Calvin and his team, they ain't hitting on what Calvin and them got going. They just not. And I don't know. I just think that Calvin might run a strict program, and I think that Krishan might not be ready for all of that. It is what it is. So, like, how she haven't been online and stuff like that. I don't think she can. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she can. I think it's part of her contract to keep a squeaky clean image right now. Period. So we could get the money for this fight. It just is what it is. Once the fight is over, you can go back to looking crazy, looking like a poor, unfit parent, looking like somebody that's an alleged addict. I'm just saying. I'm not saying this is what she is. I'm saying this is how she was looking. Okay, so it's allegedly, but it's also an opinion. It's not a fact. I'm not saying it like it's actual and factual, but like back to streaming. See, I feel like you can't do all of that with Calvin. I ain't saying you can't do all of it, but it has to be positive. You have to be showing yourself in a positive light. Positivity, 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 positivity. See, Krishan, I just feel like she could possibly be struggling in a place where she don't know whether she want to go with her new life or still be, like I feel like her new life and her old life probably have her by both of her arms. Or maybe her old life ain't got her by the arms, maybe it got her by the ankle a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because it is what it is. At the end of the day, you come out like you miss the shade him. You come out like you miss Ray J, Blueface, the streaming world and all the craziness that comes with it. I mean, because if you don't miss none of that, then what's the problem with moving forward in a new, you know? But who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Maybe, just maybe, uh, Calvin is temporary. Maybe Calvin was temporary. Maybe, just maybe, um, whoever hired him to work with Krishan, like it was a temporary thing. Maybe Krishan can't afford to work with Calvin. Like who knows what it is, but like man, it's sad. The thought is sad, right? But we're just gonna have to see what ends up happening. Overall, I feel like as long as they are respectful for one another and, just being real with each other. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Just calling things how they see it. I think that Christian will always have dang, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a family over there with Tank's team. You know, it just is what it is. But like, yeah, now Krishan. could have completely, I mean, completely turned her life around with boxing. But, you know, she has to want that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like somebody getting off of rhymes with rugs. You know, I was reading the other day where somebody was saying that like people when they get clean, they gotta want to get clean for themselves, not other people. And that's how it works. You know, you gotta want it for you. And so I feel the same way about that. You know, we could want something different for Krishan all day, every day. She has to want that for herself. And now I will say this, and I got to say this before I get out of here. Um, during this little time, right, that Krishan has been boxing, I think she is seeing. Dang, how can I put it? It's hard to put it. Um, dang, how can I put it? I just feel like, um, hold on. I'm gonna get it. Okay. Since Krishan has been boxing, right? She has been getting a more positive outpour of support, you know, online. Yeah, you still see a lot of negative stuff, but not as much. You know, you see a lot of people rooting for Krishan. Y'all make sure y'all scoot up, hit the like. Well, you see a lot of people really, really pulling for this girl. You know, um, which is a 360. Now, hold on. I gotta keep it real. I gotta keep it real. Y'all know that Krishan has always had supporters. She had, but now this here been a little different. You know what I'm saying? This been different. Now this here is a little something different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and you know what it reminds me of? Shamar. Shamar is a perfect example for what I'm trying to say. So remember how Shamar was? Remember Shamar went from being loved on the internet, but also clowned. You know, he was loved. People liked him. People thought he was funny, but they was clowning him. You know, it wasn't a lot of support. He always had support, but he had people dang, what's the word I'm looking for? Y'all know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Shamar got cleaned up. Somebody literally took him out of that, negative light that he was in, and they turned his image around. Like literally turned his image around. you know. And now when you see him, it's more of a supportive thing and less negative people talking about him and laughing, you know. So same thing with Krishan. And I feel like Krishan has, if she paying attention, which I feel like she is, she's able to see that. To me, take it and run with it. Whether you gonna continue boxing or not. I just feel like it's something that she can take and run, and learn from it. Cause all it is like I tell y'all all the time, it's old school Hollywood. It is what it is. It's like it's the old school way of presenting a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? And when you present a celebrity, you want to present them in the best light, you know? Um, and so I feel like, you know, she should have been and learned something from that. It just is what it is. Period. So hopefully, she has. It's just certain things, that I feel like they have taught her or showed her in this little small amount of time that hopefully her and her manager Kim can get back to. Because at first she was the laughing stock. At first they kept her around just to talk about her. This, that, and the third. Hopefully, whatever she does moving forward, she's seen in the best light. You know what I'm saying? And she doesn't go back to, streaming with all of these people who make her look crazy. Make her look crazy, make her look homeless, make her look unfit. You see? Child, it just is what it is. But anyway, Poople Stars, it's your girl, Sharon. Hey, I came. Baby, I saw, I conquered. Yeah, I guess you could say I did that. So shout out to that. But anyway, y'all, yeah, I guess I'll see y'all on my next video. Uh, bye, y'all. Don't forget to hit the like button, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Don't forget, I love you all, and I especially love y'all for loving me. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.